Welcome everybody to another 2022 NFDA Spotlight. I am super excited to have the Wilbert Group with us today. And Mark, I'm going to kick it to you for an introduction to yourself and Ken, and then the Wilbert Group. So kick it off for us.
Thanks, Ryan. So I'm Mark Evans. I'm Senior Vice President of Sales for Wilbert Funeral Services, which includes our vault division, Pierce Chemicals, Astral Caskets, and now over the last few months, Memorial Monuments. So appreciate it. Glad to join you.
Excellent. And Ken, give us an intro to yourself.
Hi, Ryan. We're glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. I'm Ken Moore, Senior Vice President of Marketing with the Wilbert Group. What Mark said, we've got really four strong brands that we represent today as Wilbert, the manufacturer of product and burial vaults, as well as our urn line, Astral Caskets, Pierce Chemicals, and the brand new addition that we're very excited about with Memorial Monuments.
I love it. My roots with Wilbert run deep. Wilbert gave me my jump start into death care back in 2004. And it's really been amazing to see the evolution of the Wilbert brand and now your partners over the last 18 years, but really heavily the last 5 years. You know, when I was with Wilbert, it was concrete burial vaults. And now you both have mentioned multiple brands. So whoever wants to take this question, just give me a rundown of the brands and the partners that you're working with.
So I'll defer the Wilbert Vault licensee introduction to Ken, but what I would share with you from the other divisions is, so Wilbert acquired Pierce Chemical back in 2012, and it's one of the top two leading embalming fluid and product providers in that space, headquartered out of Dallas, Texas. And of course, Mr. Pierce, who started the company, also started eventually the Pierce Mortuary Colleges, of which there are 3 locations. And we still are deeply involved and support those entities. So all those new students coming through those places get introduced not only to the Wilbert Group, but to funeral service at large. Mm-hmm. And so we're very excited to do that. In 2019, June to be specific, the Wilbert Group acquired Astral Caskets, which this year, Ryan, we're celebrating 50 years in business. So we're very excited about that. The product line that most people think of, Astral, which was 18, 20 gauge, and a couple of stainless steel units that they produced in Lynn, Indiana, is far different today than what it was. The way I pitch it is, it's not your granddaddy's Astral Casket Company anymore, because we've got a full line of products from basic cloth all the way up to precious metals, everything in between. And as Ken said earlier, cremation products, which includes cremation caskets and inserts and all that type of thing, cremation urns, jewelry. We just offer so many things today that we didn't before, and all that's available through the Wilbert team, and including Astral. And then our new introduction over the last few months is Memorial Monuments, which is headquartered out in Meridian, Idaho, and they've got over a dozen locations where they've grown a business and established a very unique value proposition for funeral home owners and cemeterians around the country that they do business in. Kind of think of the big sky country, if you will. And so our acquisition and intent is to take that business model on a nationwide scale and ultimately across North America. And to put it simply, and you know this from your background in funeral service, because it hasn't really changed a lot over the last several years. When a family goes in and meets with a funeral home or a cemetery, then they need a monument or a stone or something, or a custom bench for remembrance that they want to put in their backyard or in a cemetery. The drawing alone can take months, and then the production and the ultimate delivery, we hear 6 months, 12 months, 18, 24 months, sometimes longer than that, where memorial monuments, and Joe Chandler, who founded that company, and today it's still run by Joey Chandler, his son, they've developed a model where they literally can get the drawing back to the funeral home or the cemetery, ultimately the family, within 24 to 36 hours. They don't charge more. If the drawing has to be done 20 times over and over, they want to get it right. So they make sure that family has what they want. And we're in a process where we have people that can work around the clock 24/7 on those designs, which is why they can get them back so quickly. And then for standard type of stones that you're familiar with, headstones, memorial monuments, things of that nature, flat surfaces you'd see in a cemetery, the turnaround on those is typically 8 to 12 weeks, not 8 to 12, 24 months. Custom units can take a little longer than that, but they have such the manufacturing capacity and the capability to turn those around. Over 40 designers worldwide that can work on those designs, and then a team of artisans that are building those things at the various locations. And that's what the Wilbert Group is going to take and expand across and extend out to our partner customers around North America here over the coming months. So we're very excited about that. And where we've taken it to market already outside of that big sky country, firms are overwhelmingly signing up for it. So we're very excited about memorial monuments and extending the history of Astral, the history of Pierce. So those three product lines are pretty new. Of course, Pierce was started in the late 1800s and just has a wonderful reputation in the industry. And we have a lot of locations around where we actually own that particular vault manufacturing location, but the majority of them are independently owned. I'll let Ken expand on that.
So as you know, Ryan, Wilbert does have a long history dating back to 1880 and the manufacture of outer burial containers, the first manufacturer of a lined burial vault. And along with that, currently we have 192 licensed territories. Most of those are independent licensees, but it is that organization and that long history and that allows for Wilbert to cover all of the continuous US and throughout Canada with our core product, which is burial vaults, and provide those to funeral professionals and cemeteries and families on the basis of a high quality product, a consistent product, a brand name that is well known and respected. And it's all that history that came together to allow the Wilbert Group to be this organization today that is continuing to invest in the industry, continuing to support the funeral profession and grow that. And so we have, in order to share that story, we have a new booth for NFDA that we're very excited about. Looking forward to meet with everybody in Baltimore next week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and allow everyone to come in, spend some time with us and learn about all those brands and products that they offer, the expansion that's taken place and will continue to take place. We'll have a number of our independent licensees will be there in the booth as well, meeting with customers and enjoying time with their customers and sharing what I call the new Wilbert story.
I love that, the new Wilbert story. And one of the things we talked about offline was you're doubling down. Tell me what that means. What does it mean that Wilbert's doubling down and raising the stakes?
The thing I would add there is, so just over the last 10 years, if you look at the investment that Wilbert's made with Pierce, with Astral, with memorial monuments, with the expansion of our cremation products. We are continuing to invest heavily into funeral service, and we're very excited about the future of funeral service. Obviously, you know, if you're in the vault business and the casket business, you certainly understand cremation is growing, right?
That's right.
But at the end of the day, we also know that the market is large and will continue to be large, and we intend to be one of the leaders in that market across North America. And so that's why we're continuing to double down and invest in funeral service and invest in our partners business, like our independent licensees or our distributors that work with us at Astral, who are casket distributors. So we're continuing to make those investments, investments in our plants, in our facilities. Just it would take a longer time than we have got together here today, Ryan, to really go into the details and the facets of all that. But trust us when I tell you that it is significant in terms of the money and the investment that we've made. But really, it's the commitment that we're making to funeral service and the longevity and the successful profitability and livelihood of the funeral home partners that we ultimately hope to touch.
And I would add to Mark's comments that, you know, in reality, it's way more than doubling down. It might be a factor of 10x or something even more significant than that. So it's not just bringing those brands together, it's bringing a total business together. So we currently are pursuing a very large project to build a business solution, a software solution for all of our customers, allowing them both e-commerce, the ability to pay, the ability to see product, the ability to connect and communicate with the Wilbert organization. And we will begin to roll that out in phases very shortly.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. I love to see the technology advances, the advances of the Wilbert Group, the investment back into the profession. It's inspiring. It's exciting. You know, it's a great time to be in funeral service. I believe the last 3 years have really pushed the profession forward, at least 5 to 10 years from just how we're adapting technology and finally starting to get more aligned with where the consumer is already at. So thank you to Wilbert Group for leading the charge in that, and just the evolution of a solid staple brand. I often refer to Wilbert as the Nike of the death care space. So you know, it was my jump into funeral service. So Wilbert holds a special place in my heart. Gentlemen, thank you for being on with me today. And I believe you are at booth 422 for the NFDA convention. So if anyone wants to stop by, get more information about what Wilbert's doing, the investments that are being made, please grab Ken or Mark or anyone else in the booth, and they'll be able to help you out. So, gentlemen, any last words?
The only thing I would say is we hope people will come in. We've got some really cool giveaways that Ken and the marketing team have teed up. So drop by, throw your hat in the ring for some of those cool prizes. And in honor of Astral's 50th golden anniversary in funeral service, we're going to have a little station where people come in and join us for a celebratory toast on Monday and Tuesday during the booth hours. And
Awesome.
you know, whether you like sparkling water or a nice little crisp glass of champagne, please drop by and join us and celebrate that particular division's longevity. But we hope you'll stop by and take a look at all the things that will be debuting in Baltimore.
Awesome. All right, gentlemen, thank you, and I will see you next week.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Good to talk to you.
Take
See you.
Take
Take
care.
care. Bye-bye.